Yes, I'm Gary Cyrus of Age Drywall Today, and this is our second set of videos. I'm getting ready to show you how to fix a patch repair. So what I'm getting ready to do now is to put a hole in this wall and show you how to repair it. And this is what I'm going to do. You got a hole in your wall. It's between these two beams here where you see the nails are. That means wood is running down these two beams. You got a hole in the middle of your wall. So you don't want to have to go all the way here to fix your wall. So I'm going to show you how to patch this patch right here without you doing this. And I'm going to be able to do this and be able to have it patched and repaired within about 20 minutes. In fact, I'm going to make this hole a little bit bigger so you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm going to knock all this out. And we're going to put a patch here. For this job here, we're going to use my pan and my 6-inch knife, and then I'm going to finish it up with my 8-inch knife. We're going to be using 20-minute hot mud, and we're going to be using all-purpose. All-purpose is going to be used to put the tape on the patch. And then I'm going to put my 20-minute on after. Okay, now I'm getting ready to make a patch hole, so I got to make this into a complete square. So I'm going to draw a square here. Okay, now I'm getting ready to cut this square, this into a square. Punch it. Punch it. Okay, now we have a square here. Okay, now I'm getting ready to patch that square. Now I'm getting ready to make a square piece of sheetrock to add on here so you can be able to fill this hole in. To be a really good professional taper, you're going to need anywhere between $200 and $3,500 in tools. And the reason why it goes up to $3,500 in tools, because to be a journeyman taper, you're going to have to use all the Ames tools, which are bazookas, boxes, angle head tools, rollers, pumps, and nail spotters and things like that. That's when it gets up into the money. But just to do remodeling, you're going to need at least anywhere from $200 to $300 in tools, maybe $500, even be better. Okay, what we get ready to do is take these two pieces of wood that's going to be our temporary beams, or they're going to be permanent beams. Here's a beam here, 16 inches apart is another beam here. As you see, the patch is not going to go all the way to here. You don't need to use all that to get there. You just cut out your patch in the square, which it is already, and you use these two pieces of wood that's going to be your permanent beams for this patch. I'm using 20-minute hot mud, but there is a drying time, and then I got to go back and do another type of coating. This is 20-minute hot mud. This is all-purpose mud that you use to put on your tape. You cannot use 20-minute hot mud to put your tape on because it don't have enough glue. All-purpose, you can use it for tape and for your first top coat. You don't know what that is right now until I show you, so we're going to go on further with our teaching in this class. Your taping, as far as using your bazooka or your seams, or you can be able to put a top coat on with this all-purpose taping mud. If you're not using taping mud, then you got to be able to use, then you'll be using a different product, which is called, it's a finishing coat. This can be used as two things. You can tape with it and you can finish up with it. And this is your all-purpose mud I'm mixing up right here. So you go and you mix this mud up. When it's ready, this is not no really good mud, but I'm only using for a first coat. It got bumps in it, but that's all right. I'm gonna measure the square. It's 8 inches, pretty close to 8 inches by 9 inches, and 9 inches. So I'm gonna cut a square 8 by 8 by 9. By 8 by 9. This is your razor knife, so I'm going to cut the square out. So I'm going to go along this black line, then a couple times across, and then I'm going to go right here, this line, don't have to. Then I'm going to saw this off. So. It's going to snap like that. Go back behind it, cut the square out. Now your square will fit right in this hole, as you can see, like this. It don't have to be exactly, because the tape is going to cover it up. You're ready for it to be not too tight, but just right, so it'll fit in there. That's what the tape is all about. Okay, what I'm getting ready to do, this piece of wood, half of it's going to be on this side of the sheetrock, and the other half is going to be sticking out. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to screw this in right now. Sometimes that happens. Okay. About 4 screws. Now that you see I got my wood in, half on each side, so you can have the beams stay out, so you can be able to put your sheetrock up. Once you put your sheetrock up now, once you put the sheetrock in, see those gaps? Don't worry about it. You want to make sure this patch is steady in. So that's how you put your patch in. That way. Now on the first video that I did, remember I was talking about prepping. Now I'm getting ready to prep this hole. So with the 20-minute hot mud, I'm going to fill these in so it'll be straight flat all the way across. This is the 20-minute hot mud that we got through using right here. That's it. This is 20-minute hot mud here. This is the all-purpose. It dries overnight, or if you have heaters on, it can dry probably within an hour if you got heaters on. The difference between the two muds, all-purpose and 20-minute, is that 20-minute dries in 20 minutes. The all-purpose takes overnight to dry. Okay, I'm going to use the all-purpose mud to put the tape on the wall. Then I'm going to come back and use the 20-minute mud to put my first coat on, and then I'm going to use my all-purpose to finish with, and it can dry overnight. Now I'm getting ready to prep the hot mud so we can fill in those cracks. So I'm going to use a little bit of water and a little bit of 20-minute hot mud. Very little water, because you're not doing that much. You want about that much water to mix your hot mud. So we're going to mix this hot mud. We want the hot mud to be thick. You want your mud to be pretty thick, like peanut butter. So you're going to keep mixing it, and if it looks like it might be too much water, just pour a little water out. And mix it up. Just like peanut butter. Okay, now I'm getting ready to pre-fill. I'm gonna pre-fill this hose. So you wanna, this is what you call pre-filling. Just flat across. And you wanna put it in right there. Okay, you see, your hole is filled. Okay, this is going to take about 20 minutes to dry, so we'll be right back. Okay, after you get through putting your application on with the 20-minute hot mud, you must wash your pan right away because in 20 minutes it's going to turn like a hard rock. Now that our product has dried, we're getting ready to tape the seams. These are the seams. So we're getting ready to tape those. And here's your tape. You remember in the first video I said there's two sides of the tape? One is the inner side, which folds this way. You don't want to put it on the wall with this crease outside like this. Can you see it? You don't want that. You got to turn it over and it fits inside the seams. Okay, so we get ready to tape this seam. And here I'm going. Put my mud here. You want to make sure this the whole wall has, the seam has mud everywhere. Okay? We got it on like that. We're going to put the tape on the wall inside. We're going to put it here. Go across, tear it. Make sure you got mud on the tape on both sides. And then you're going to put in like this. Now you're going to make sure that you put your mud here. Wipe it. So you can see where that seam was at, you put the tape here. Okay. And you're going to wipe it. And then you're going to tear it like that. Then you're going to wipe it in. There you go. So we need to let that dry. We're going to let this dry. We had a blow dry. We can blow it right now, but it would be overnight. But we don't have a blower right now, so we're going to just do a little something different. Okay, now this is 20-minute hot mud. I'm going to put a coat on this tape that we just taped. I use all-purpose. Now I'm getting ready to finish it off with my 20-minute hot mud. So I'm going to use a 10-inch knife to do this here. You see I'm covering the whole seam. And like I said before, once you put that on, don't forget to flex your knife. We're going to cut these edges. See how I cut the edges off? Then we're going to smooth this out. Come at the top, you're going to slide it across. Then you're going to slide it across again. Lift your knife up. Don't worry about the edge there, you're going to get it later. That's your second coat. Your top coat with the 20-minute hot mud. Now that the product is dried, I'm going to put on my last coat, which is all-purpose taping mud. And then it got to dry overnight. So we're going to put on the last coat. I'm going to put it longer than it was the first one. Okay. I'm going to cut the edges. Now I'm going to pull it as smooth as I can. Now, when that dries, only time you got to use the sandpaper, when it dries, it's just sand those little lines out right there. And then get a little brush down, and it's completely done. That's the way you do a patch repair.
Okay.
Okay, in our drying time, it takes 2 to 3 hours because you got different coats you put it on the wall. One coat, maybe 20 minutes, you gotta let it dry. The second coat, you gotta put another coat on there, you have to let it dry. The overnight coat, it takes overnight to dry. Then you gotta come back and brush it down. Okay, this is how you patch up a 5 to 10 inch hole in your wall from the beginning to the end. And I hope you enjoyed what you saw. And until next time, have a good night. Thank you.